No, that's also an iconic line.
Well, just give me a second. I'm gonna send it to the vault, and then Grace, you are all good to take over. Just give me a sec.
This is the first tribal I get to do questions because I hope.
Oh, I got answers.
Oh. Oh.
All right, hello and welcome to tribal number three for the Schrödinger tribe. As I mentioned before the stream, this is your second time being here at tribal. So we're just gonna have Grace take over.
Hi, everyone. Finally being able to do what I'm supposed to and my job not taking me away and asking questions. So, usually I'm going to go in order on who is my screen and then go from there. First up, I got Vanessa. So, this challenge, every single person on this tribe got 0 points. What the hell happened?
Do I have to use my turn to talk about that?
Wait, what?
Do I have to use my turn to talk about that?
You can, or you can make something up.
Well, I mean, what the hell do you think happened, Grace? We bid all of our tokens and then we lost. We bid the last tokens that we have. At some point, someone said, yeah, I'm going all in. They might have gone in with 5. That's what I did. Personally, I went down to 75, up to 110, and then I was like, no, I can go higher. And then I went lower. And then I was like, I got to get back to 100. And then I kept going lower and I never got back. But I feel like that's not really what we should spend this time on. I feel like we should spend time on the fact that Kevin went to Vicky earlier today and told her that I threw out her name last night, which is weird because I went back and looked at everyone that I talked to last night. Right after the tribal, Roberto came in and said, hey, that went well. And I said, so smooth. That's it. 30 minutes later, I told Kevin that Traders UK's 2 started. And then in the morning, then he asked me, you know, uh, about the vote. And I told him, I'm assuming, based on what Lee told me, that I'm on the outside of some existing groups. And I'm not in any group right now, since all I had was something with Lee and Anthony, and I didn't want that. And then to report factual information, not to target anyone, to report factual information, I told him the true statement in that group. Anthony said that you were thinking about Vicky. I was
First of all, no,
reporting that
I was
fact.
not.
I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not done. I was reporting that fact to Kevin because I wanted to give Kevin an opportunity to confirm to me, yes, I told Anthony that I was thinking about Vicky because I was trying to deceive Anthony. Or to tell me Anthony made that up because Anthony's shady. In either case, I was giving him an opportunity to build trust with me because I was revealing that I knew something about his game actions last round that he did not tell me last round. Because when I asked him what he was telling Anthony, he said something vague. He didn't take that opportunity, but apparently he decided to editorialize about what I said there and tell Vicky that I brought up her name when what I did was tell Kevin that Anthony told me that he brought up her name. The next thing I did in terms of game talk at all was tell Kevin that when that happened, I held off on committing to anything because I didn't want anyone to hear that I was voting Vicky because I wasn't. And I ended up saying something vague like, is that locked in with you two and Kevin? Because that's majority, because I didn't want someone to go say that I actually was voting for Vicky. And that's that's the extent of like the conversation that I had with Kevin. And then in the morning, Kevin told me, I think that your name and Vicky's name might go around this round. Then he went to Vicky and told her that I put out her name, when he had just come to me to give me a framing of the whole round that said the 2 women are on the bottom, they should fight against each other. They should target each other. encouraging me to go out there and target Vicky actively, and then just lying to Vicky and saying that I already had done it. But it didn't actually work, because all that happened was Roberto came to me first and told me that he heard Vicky's name. And then Austin asked me if I heard anything. And I said I heard two people say Vicky's name. But shortly after I talked to Vicky, I got on the same page with her and Austin, and I told her uh, all of this information. And I told him all of this information. And I made it clear that when I was communicating that information to him, I was not saying Vicky's name as an option to vote for. I was just giving him information about who had talked to me at all.
Okay. Well, I'll respond. First of all, I never said Vicky's name the Anthony round. That was something that Anthony said on his own. He mentioned people that he was good with and basically narrowed it down to Vicky. That is exactly what happened there. That was a bunch of bullshit on his end.
And then
you had Did you not say to me this morning that you thought you were on the bottom and that your name was going to potentially be out there? That was me basically saying, yes, it's a possibility. I didn't say no, your name is out there. I said it's a possibility.
I said you and Vicky. And then my point is, I see that as something that you did because you wanted to prime me to go drop Vicky's name somewhere. And I didn't even do it. I didn't even do it. But you still went to Vicky and told her that I dropped her name.
You did say that. You did say Vicky's name though, because you said you wanted to see a crack in that alliance, and you mentioned Vicky's name as a possibility.
Here's the exact words that I said. What I said was, I am assuming that I am on the outside of groups. Where is it? I'm assuming based on Lee's characterizations of the dynamics that I'm on the outside of existing groups and I'm not in any group now, since all I had was something with Lee and Anthony that Anthony started without asking Lee. In that group, Anthony said that you were thinking about Vicky. I held off on saying anything, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then I tell you exactly what I did during that round. And then I say, my game for this round is either those groups find some internal drama and target one of the other five and someone brings me in, or I'm on the outs anyway. So that's what I was communicating to you is I'm not in the power center. The power center is somewhere among those other five. So something has to happen among those other five for someone in those other five to want someone else in those other five out. And then them to come to me. I didn't say anything about Vicky.
Okay, but you did mention how Vicky's name was out last round. And so that was, how you were saying that
What I followed that up with, when I had previously said after tribal, I called Lee and I heard about the groups I wasn't in. I responded to my message saying that to tell you more about what I did on that call. Again, to give you more trust by telling you everything that I talked about with Lee. And I said, it was both of us saying, it was both of us, both me and Lee saying to each other, I was never voting Vicky. I just didn't want to risk saying it to you in case you actually were with Anthony since he started that chat. That was the context in which Vicky's name came up. It was inside of quotes of me talking to Lee about the previous round about how both of us would be never voting for Vicky. That's the opposite of ever suggesting that I would write down her name. Period.
And had you had told me that last round, this all could have been prevented.
What I said was, quote, it was both of us saying, open quote, I was never voting Vicky. I just didn't want to risk saying it to you in case you actually were with Anthony since he started that chat, end quote. Like I literally said those words. Those words are literally in the English language, not about me voting for Vicky this round. They are about me actively not voting for Vicky in the round before that. Like, there's no interpretation of the English language where I did not tell you that, because those were the words that I told you.
Right, but when you said, were you going for Vicky last round, that implies that you were going for Vicky.
I didn't say, were you going for Vicky last round? I reported the facts.
You did.
I said, last round, Anthony told me that you were thinking Vicky. That was me reporting a fact to you, again, so that you could react in whatever kind of way that, if it was the truth, was going to build trust with me. That's it. I was just reporting a fact about what happened last round because I didn't report every single thing to you during that round because I didn't want anything to like happen to me. So I was trying to do as little as possible. And then I was telling you everything that I didn't tell you in the round before, such as the fact that someone accused you of targeting Vicky. I was
Okay,
reporting
well then,
I thought you would want to know.
then that was a misinterpretation on my end, and I apologize for that. But I was not throwing out. I did not tell you Vicky's name. I did not tell you Vicky's name. That was something that you came up with.
I'm not saying that you told me Vicky's name. I'm saying you told me that you wouldn't be surprised if Maya and Vicky's names were in the mix. So that's all you gave me in terms of like this is how you should think about the vote. I'm not saying you gave
Because
me.
when you
I'm saying that's the framing that you gave me, and I'm saying I'm under the impression that that was intended to encourage me to go target Vicky with someone else to say that I
no,
heard.
that's not what it was intended to do. That was me thinking that you were going for Vicky, and you were asking me if I wanted to do Vicky.
And did I ever confirm that? Did I ever say anything that was
Yes.
unambiguously? Oh, I responded to that message at
You
8:25.
actually never responded to me since 11 o'clock
Exactly,
this
exactly.
morning. So
I
how
haven't
was I supposed to
responded to
know
you
what you
at
were doing?
all. That's my point. Because when you said that, you didn't get confirmation. But according to Vicky, you didn't tell her that I said any of that stuff today. You told her all of that last night. Am I remembering that right, Vicky?
I feel like I'm in the middle of a divorce, so
Oh.
I really listen.
No, but if you had messaged me and you had said like, "What are you doing?" I would have been straight up with you. But you had assumed that I was throwing out Vicky's name, and I was not.
You can see how from everything that I can see, the only thing that it would look like to me is that you're either targeting Vicky or me, and
No.
you're trying to make each of us think that the other one is the alternate target.
Well, I guess we'll see what happens with the votes.
Okay, well, bottom line, the point is there are going to be 3 votes that will either be on Kevin or on Roberto. And
Mhm.
Lee can
Now,
join
why
in.
am I in this?
What?
Now, why am I in this? Why am I getting votes?
Just because you are not one of the 4 people that this information was shared with beforehand. But I guess my point is you don't have to be because it can all be on Kevin and it could be 5 votes instead. It could be 4 votes. But whether you want to join is your choice. And I guess what I'm saying is the alternative is that those 3 votes do all go on one of the 2 of them that we can all agree on right now. And the other 3 votes go on whoever the other 3 votes are going to be on. But if they're not split, then we'll end up going to rocks, and whoever those 2 targets are will be immune.
I guess we'll see. But like I said, if you had messaged me later in the day and said, "What are you thinking?" I would have been straight up with you on that. But you did not. You messaged me at 11. You
I
did
had
not
no
message
reason
me
to
back
think
after
that
what
you
I
were doing
said.
anything other than just targeting me and going to take any information that I had to help you target me. That was what all the information I had indicated. There's no reason I should believe that you're not lying to my face right now. All of the evidence indicates it.
Vice versa on my end. Vice versa on my end.
I don't know what evidence indicates that I would lie to you because I never lied to you.
How do we know you're not lying to me right now?
Okay, tell me what you think the truth is. I'd like to hear this.
The truth is, I think generally you were very close with Anthony. And I think that if I had told you like that I wasn't with Anthony, I think that would have been an indication that you absolutely were like, okay, I was better with Anthony than with Kevin. I can't trust Kevin anymore. I think that's generally the truth.
Framework
I think
of the
you
structure of this game is based on like Anthony's like crackhead organization of like, oh, I have the 3 with Lee and Vanessa without asking, and I have whatever other groups he had with the rest of you. Therefore, I'm associated with Anthony and Lee. That doesn't make any sense because every time that I told you all the people that I talked to, then I made it clear that Anthony and Lee were the 2 people that I never got a chance to talk to at all. So I assumed that I didn't really have a relationship with them. The only thing I had was that they were on the West Coast. And like, I don't know why you would assume that I was associated with Anthony because it wasn't on the basis of anything that I said because I hadn't even talked to him. So that I couldn't have
Fuck
said
the
anything
West
negative about
Coast.
him. Yeah, but like what? Like what? Like Lee, you can agree with me that that sounds insane, right? Like, oh, they must be working together because she's the
No,
guy.
yeah, that was insane. I did not consent to being in that alliance, so I wanted to be
Exactly.
gone
And I
first.
still hadn't talked to you, and I tried to build that trust with you after the round because I didn't think that we had built any trust at all inside that three. It was just Anthony's like crackhead fantasy. And that's why I'm saying if you
So then
if
why not tell me that, Vanessa? Why not tell me that like that alliance
I
isn't
literally
a
was
real
just
one?
telling you that he was saying that in this group chat, and I didn't want to commit to anything, so I didn't say anything. And then when I did say something, I said something that was so vague that it didn't even indicate that I was going to vote any particular way. Like, does that not speak for itself? Like,
But if I'm telling you, and but if
if
I'm
I'm
telling you
telling
I'm
you
going
all
for
about the
Anthony,
alliance, then I'm telling you that I didn't value it, right?
but if I'm telling you Anthony's name, that's the opportunity for you to say, yes, I have this alliance and it's not real. I'll happily go for Anthony. Like that's your opportunity to say that. You failed to say that. So how am I supposed to trust you after that?
I guess because I didn't even think that the three-way chat really constituted anything the way Anthony did. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't because there had been no activity in it. I didn't think that like I had something with them.
An alliance is an alliance. It's that simple.
But it wasn't an alliance. It was a group chat that we were pulled into. Like
But if
that's
you
not
treat it
alliance.
like it's an alliance, it's an alliance.
But that's what I'm saying is that I didn't.
Well,
Like at no point did I talk with them like I was planning with them.
so you didn't talk about what the vote was going to be last round in there?
No, I told you what I said was, well, if I said, is Kevin locked into that? Because if Kevin was, then you and him and me and you would be four people. That's what I said.
Cool. All right. Well, I think we should just see how the vote plays out. I think there was a lot of I think generally, like I said, you had come to me later today. We could have resolved this, but you chose not to, and you chose to make a whole live tribal out of this, which I'm kind of here for. I've never gone into a fight
Could have been
during a
intending to vote
tribal
for me
before,
anyway.
but here we are.
Like if you're coming into this tribal already intending to vote for me, then don't you think that like me coming to you would only be securing my demise? Like, come on.
I don't know. This early on, who knows?
What worlds? Like, unless I had a better offer for you, but I don't. That's the thing. Because it doesn't seem like you want to work with me. It seems like you want Vicky to target me. And it seems like you want me to target Vicky.
That's
And I'm
not
not
what
gonna do
happened.
that. So I'm gonna vote for Kevin tonight.
All right, cool. Moving on. Grace, go ahead.
All right, next up, Vicky. Your name was the main name that was thrown in this conversation. How are you feeling?
Feral. So here's the deed. I hate it. My name was a decoy last round. My name is a I have no idea this round. Am I getting votes tonight? No fucking clue. What am I doing? No fucking clue. I I don't like it. It's not kinky, quirky, cute. And in the future, if anybody wants to do this again, keep my name out of your mouth. But like with all love, all respect, I'm here for gameplay. I'm here for the messiness. I live. But we're storming the Capitol tonight, and I have nothing else to say. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, next up I have Austin. So Austin, you guys are going from a looked like a straightforward votes in the last round to now there being a little bit of messiness involved. How does that play into the vote tonight?
I mean,
I am just going with what I know. I know what I am doing tonight, and I just gotta trust that I know the people that said that maybe they're doing. I don't know. Yeah, it's been a lot of fighting. It's been all a mess, but you just gotta go with it. That's tribal. That's orgs. Um, I just hope that I'm here. That's what matters. But yeah, well, I guess we'll see what happens.
All right. And Roberto, so you were picked to by the Democritus tribe to go to the DTH. Do you feel that twist has helped you when it comes to what is going on in this tribe?
I mean, it's definitely more so nerve-wracking for me because I just came off of that and then I'm going to tribal. So obviously I'm just like a little bit on edge because of it, because I could be targeted because of that. But we also got to put things into perspective that, you know, if if any one of us were to go there again, then obviously, then whatever they decide, up to them, is completely up to them. Mine was just more so by choice. But yeah, like it was a nice breather away for a bit. But other than that, I don't feel too good right now, especially coming out of like that timekeeper's room or whatever that the thing you call it, and then just come out of it. But yeah, like I do not feel safe at all. In that uh in that retrospect.
Alrighty. So next up I have Lee. So you guys have been joking around all day. Do you feel that the vibe of this tribal is, what can I call it? An insurrection.
Oh, an insurrection, huh? Let me tell you this. These fucking Democrats, yep, I said Democrats, stole this challenge from us. They took our fucking points, and I have something to say. You will not be taking any more wins from us, Democrats. I see you.
It's the
But yeah,
baseball bat.
we're storming production tonight. We're taking back our immunity. We all have our weapons ready. Yup,
Yeah,
get
right?
your hammer, get your knives, get your tasers,
Get
get
your
your
dumb.
dumbbells, and whatever
Let's go.
Austin brought.
Let's get it.
We got
Okay,
this.
anyways.
Take back what's
What was your
rightfully
question?
ours.
Hold on. What was your question again?
I was asking, has this tribe and the vibe, has it been an insurrection?
Yes. We're storming. Everyone's storming right now. And I'm just sitting here looking pretty. None of my business. None of my business.
Right. And I see all of you have brought weapons to this tribal
Yeah,
council.
we are
Y'all are prepped.
storming. We are storming this tribal council. We're taking back what's ours.
Yeah, we're going into it.
Those fucking Democrats.
Alrighty. So
Never
going
get
on
over it.
to our usual questions. If you think you are the one going home tonight, raise your hand. Dang, we got everybody's hands up. All right. That's a change from feeling confident last tribal to now.
Mhm.
And the usual question, if you were to describe this round from a past distortion season, what would it be and why?
Girl, I can't
I
tell
feel
you
like
because I've only
the
seen season 1.
I feel like the best answer is Andromeda, considering they were dark votes, and we don't know what the fuck is actually going to happen. So, yes.
Can you imagine if this was a dark vote round? Can you imagine this?
I would cry.
God, I hope not.
Alrighty. That is all the questions I have. If y'all have anything else, now is the time to say it.
Crickets, I love it. All
Okay,
right.
now going to
So, speaking of silence, it's time to vote. Now it's time to confirm, change, or submit your vote. And we are live in the VL. So if you want to make any shout outs, that'll be the time. I'll be back with the votes.
Shout out to my amazing, beautiful prod guest, Allie. Love you.
Oh,
Fuck those Democrats.
I had something to say. I think it's hilarious that we could all stick to the theme of storming production, but we couldn't stick to a theme for the music video. That's all.
Period.
It bears repeating. Remember to confirm your votes in your prod chat if you haven't already.
Vanessa, I also have a black cat. She's not here with us, but
Yeah, same with me. Rest in peace, Ruben.
It's a very cute cat.
Literally the most like
Hi, Sam.
aggressively sweetest, most loving cat you'll ever meet. He's like he loves everyone. He like loves getting his belly rubbed. Like as soon as he gets picked up, he just starts purring. It's ridiculous. But he's such a brat. He's so demanding.
Hello. Hi. Okay, I have the votes. But first, if anyone has a hidden immunity idol or an advantage and they like to play it, that would be the time to do so. Yes, Lee?
Lee, you're on mute. Lee, you're on mute.
Lee, you're muted.
I'm gonna be using my stop the count power. We're gonna stop this tribal council from happening
Oh my God, I
because
love
this challenge was stolen from us. So I'm using that power.
Anyway,
We love that.
Never forget it.
all right, the votes are locked. When I read the votes, that person will have just a couple of seconds to say their
Oh, that
goodbye.
wasn't a real advantage. I was ready to believe it.
Oh
Oh.
my gosh. No.
Come
I
on.
can't.
That person will have just a couple of seconds to say their goodbyes.
That would have been your game-winning move right there.
And do not leave the announcements chat until we say so. And I'll read the votes. First vote, Vanessa. Second vote, Kevin. Third vote, Vanessa. Fourth vote, Kevin. Fifth vote, Vanessa. Sixth vote. And the third person voted out, Distortion Survivor, Timeline of Terror, Vanessa. Vanessa, if you have any final words, now would be the time to say them.
Y'all boring. Y'all boring as fuck. You really said, let's pit the two women against each other and let's not take out the guy who did it. Well, I mean, enjoy being Lulu. I'm gonna say that Austin gets to be Caleb and Vicky gets to be Emily, and I look forward to both of them being just as iconic and the rest of you failing just as pathetically. I don't know which one of you is gonna quit though, so looking forward to seeing that. Have a great time.
Vanessa, thank you so much for saying yes to coming back. You have just been a blast to host as always, but unfortunately, the tribe has spoken. You may lead the Zoom call. All right, final 18. Congratulations. Wow, that was a tribal. But it is time to stay on your tribes, and you will have an announcement coming soon. So, in the meantime, have fun. I'm sorry